Let's bring in Remi Piet. He's Senior Partner at Embellie Advisory, as well as a Research Associate at the University of Miami. Good to speak with you again, Remi.
It's a pleasure, Gerald.
Hello. So, I just want to start by getting your impressions of President Xi's address at the Davos agenda. What key themes stood out for you?
I mean, clearly it was an interesting speech and really calls for more multilateralism and more collaboration between world powers on a series of issues when we're looking at a potential, retaking of the economy in 2021 and beyond. The different appeals from President Xi on avoiding a Cold War on the trade front, but also, working together on key challenges such as, climate change mitigation and making sure that we, move towards sustainable development, something that is very much in the agenda of the United Nations, with Antonio Guterres, the General Secretary, talking also today, and that shows, the interest of trying to work jointly on a leverage playing field between the United States, the European Union, and China on issues of great concerns for the world, and moving away, there were the actual word from Jinping of a zero-sum game that we've seen over the last 4 years with the United States. So that was an interesting speech, setting the stage for a way to work together, talking about agreements that could be move forwards, and we're thinking obviously of the agreement with the European Union that happened recently on investment, and talking about working together towards mitigating climate change with a key objective for China of being carbon neutral in 2060, and showing the way working together with other countries in that direction.
President Xi also had quite a memorable quote in my mind that nations need to advocate fair competition by competing on a racing field, not beating each other on a wrestling arena. How do you interpret that, especially in the realm of global trade these days?
So obviously, I mean, he talked also about arrogance and how each civilization or regional power should work together on equal terms, and that's actually a call for rejoining key organizations such as the World Health Organization for the US, for example, and working on joint issues. Again, I mentioned this agreement between the European Union on investments with China. The question of reciprocity for investment inside China is something that is always key for different partners, and that opens the gates for the next 4 years, if we take into account the American administration of Joe Biden, in terms of trying to reset, and which is a key theme of the Davos summit today. The reset is actually the name that they actually used to reset the relationship towards working jointly and being able to provide collaborative solutions to key challenges worldwide.
So China, as we saw last week, posted economic growth in 2020, about the only major economy to do so. What's the outlook like for 2021, both for China and the rest of the world?
I mean, obviously, China has been relatively spared by the virus compared to the United States or Europe that are still facing large lockdowns, especially in Europe currently, and very high peaks of cases in Brazil or in the US. So obviously, that has contributed to the performance relatively good from China in terms of on the economic front. The objective is to try to harness this for global growth. And what was interesting in the speech from Xi Jinping, it was not only towards European actors that we'll talk tomorrow, but also talking about global development, talking about relationship with Africa or Latin America. That was intended into his ideas of trying to work collaboratively towards harnessing the Chinese growth for world growth. And there's key elements of probably we're going to see under the umbrella of the United Nations better, more sustainable development, more reciprocity and accountability into foreign investment, especially in the extractive sector or the energy sector, and trying to see how countries from which are in the developing world will be benefiting from this growth better than it was in the case in the past, where there's been as a failure to work collaboratively towards global growth and development for at the global level.
Remi Piet, always good to speak with you. Thank you.